Why is it going again?
I don't know. Glitch.
A little bit of a glitch with the music there.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Oh, that's because I have it playing on another screen. 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
That's my bad. Hello.
Hello, core-horrors and fellow deadites. I'm Brendan.
I'm Sam.
And welcome to Our Life in Horror.
And we are doing a review on Alien. And we've got two friends with us.
Yeah, we haven't collabed in so long. It is so nice to see their beautiful faces.
Yes, let's bring them on. We got Aubrey and Mark. Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi. How are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited that you guys are both on with us.
Yeah, hopefully this transmission from space is going okay.
Before we start, you guys haven't been on in a while. Tell everyone where they can find you, talk about your podcast, everything.
Oh, I'm Mark, and I love horror. Mark loves horror. I run an Instagram account that does horror content daily, and I am part of 1/4 of the Core 4 pod, where we are all horrors for horror, and we discuss everything horror. So check us out on the pod and follow me on Instagram because I'm doing a really cool giveaway at the moment. But yeah, Aubrey.
Yeah, my name is Aubrey. Nice to see your faces on YouTube, even though I can't see you. But I will say I'm part of the Core 4 as well, too, so I wish I was as cool as Mark, but he stole my thunder. I'm just kidding. I get in arguments with him. I was just adding an episode we have that will probably drop tomorrow, I think, which is the 15th. We're doing Weird as Fuck Horror, so that's going to be a lot of fun. It's a fun episode. Also, I do have a solo podcast. I don't do it as much, but I did just drop an episode, Top 10 Splat Pack, so if you know who they are and like their movies, go check out what my top 10 are. Other than that, I'm just fiddle fucking around the internet, just having fun with my friends.
Awesome, guys. I'm excited for you said it was weird horror movies that you guys are doing? Yeah, I like weird, so I'm down for that.
I don't. As you can tell by my face, I do not. So,
but you had great picks. You had great picks, man. For not being a fan of weird, you had some good picks.
Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm intrigued too.
All right, I'm going to go to the chat here quick. We got Big Rod. Hello. Are you driving home again, buddy? That feeling when I'm the only vote and control the poll. Oh, yeah, I put a poll up. I forgot. Peyton, hello. Thank you for joining us. Oh, and here's Rob.
And Rob.
And Rob. I'm not sure why I'm even here. I just know Sam is going to engage me. I just might.
I can't wait for Rob's comments. I love them.
I know. So we're doing Alien.
Yeah.
Alien, because Romulus is out tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
It's Thursday tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah. Exciting stuff, I think, maybe.
Yep.
I'm very excited.
This was my first time watching Alien, so I have some thoughts. But before we get into it, I guess I'll read the bio and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Okay. In deep space, the crew of the commercial starship Nostromo is awakened from their cryo-sleep capsules halfway through their journey home to investigate a distress call from an alien vessel. The terror begins when the crew encounters a nest of eggs inside the alien ship. An organism from inside an egg leaps out and attaches itself to one of the crew, causing him to fall into a coma. That just explains like the whole movie. Release date is June 22nd, 1979. Director is Ridley Scott. Budget was $11 million and starring Sigourney Weaver. And a lot of other people. So
people you've seen before, but you have no idea who they are, like real character actors. Like, I've seen that guy before.
Rob goes, what the hell kind of welcome is that? Okay, spoiler-free thoughts. What does everyone think of Alien? I'll let you guys start.
Aubrey?
I love Alien. My very first podcast ever was my top 10 horror movies, and I will say this, I'm not a big sci-fi guy. Not a big sci-fi guy. But this is one that I love, and I think it's a great movie. I think the tension it builds and what they did with what they had is admirable, and I think it's a great film that stands the test of time.
Okay.
I also am not a sci-fi. I'm not a sci-fi gay. Like I do not like sci-fi horror. When I consider sci-fi, like I to me the fourth kind is like my shit. But I was given the task by the Core 4 to watch Alien and I absolutely loved it. I was like, why did it take me nearly like 20 something years to finally watch this film? And Sigourney Weaver, like, I didn't know who she was until I watched this movie. Icon. Total icon. Love her. But yeah, I love it. So that's my non-spoiler.
Okay.
I'm in the same boat. I also love this movie. I think it's fantastic. I remember renting this from the library on VHS as when I was 10 years old.
Oh.
What a great time to see that movie.
I know,
Yeah.
absolutely. It was rated R too, so I was surprised I was allowed to rent it. Yeah. And then we just watched it. Sam watched it for the first time. We got to watch it on 4K, and it is stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Stunning compared to that VHS.
It is stunning. I'll give it that. I have a couple of nice things to say about this movie later.
Okay. Well, that's something I wasn't expecting.
I'm not a sci-fi girl at all, and that's why it took me so long to put this movie on. God damn, is it slow? I fell asleep actually. We watched it Tuesday night, I think.
Yeah, we started Tuesday.
Yeah, and we finished it today because I couldn't stay awake.
There's nothing wrong with a 90-minute nap. Everyone deserves it.
I had my fidget toys with me. That's how anxious and antsy I was. And this is what, like a 2-hour long movie?
It's an hour 50.
Close enough to 2 hours. And I don't know. Not for me. I'm just gonna say not for me.
I can see where you say it's slow because it does drag.
Mhm.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first tuned in, I was like, okay, when the fuck is the action gonna come? Like where are the aliens, you know?
Yeah.
But I totally respect that. So I get it.
Yeah.
It's a very fair critique, that is for sure. I mean, It is a slow movie and I love it, but I think that's one of the allures to it is kind of the pacing of it. And when it starts to go, it starts to go. Gives it a little more realistic feeling. I'm not a sci-fi person, like I said, but I like how real this one feels. Like there was a lot of talk when I was looking into this movie, like even in Star Wars, they had never like shown a spaceship having trouble landing, which they're like, hey, that's probably a big thing. And like even in this movie, that's how the ship gets damaged is when they land on the planet. So there's a lot of attention to detail that I love about this movie. Okay. I just recently got to go see it in theaters. They were showing it and it didn't drag as much in the theater because those set pieces on the screen is just phenomenal. It's so big and you know, it's great. It's great. So I'll quit rambling.
I'm so amazed at how like I just was drawing comparisons to like Halloween the entire time because it is like a straight up slasher in space. And the more I was like watching it this time around, I'm like, fuck, is it ever just like Halloween? It's just a full on slasher.
Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because people consider it sci-fi. I don't consider it sci-fi. I actually consider Alien a horror film because I mean, when I think sci-fi, I think like boring, like there's not really like there's not really like a lot of like killings, like there's not a lot of like chest pumping with blood coming out, and that's what you get in Alien. Like it's horror. So
the sequels lean more sci-fi. You're absolutely right, Mark. This is much more horror forward. So good job. Mark does love horror.
Okay.
I do.
Peyton says sci-fi is dumb as fuck, not gonna lie, but I love Alien.
Peyton, yes, I agree.
All right, we'll get into spoilers. So describe this movie in 3 words.
My 3 words are a crushing horror sci-fi. That's why I went with. This movie just slowly crushes you. It feels like an anaconda's around you. I know you said it feels slow, but that's kind of the point. You don't realize you're in dread until you're being squeezed alive by the pressure and tension in this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
I would say hugging crashing,
Mark, you made me squirt.
hugging, crashing, alien. Those are my 3 words.
What you got?
I got atmospheric. I'm gonna put void in there
Mm.
and dark. We'll say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go slow. Alien and space.
One word
Nothing?
none of us said, but I really thought somebody would, was cold. How cold does this movie feel? It just feels like freezing cold.
It's weird because it feels cold, but then it feels that way, but then it feels super hot at times too. Like,
when a xenomorph comes around, I'd be really hot too.
There's just scenes where people are just dripping in sweat, and it just it feels muggy, you know, like in that like industrial zone.
And I like to think about it like, of course, like that whole muggy feeling, like when the ship or whatever like crashes. Do you ever think like the AC probably went out or something? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh hell no, running in the hot heat, like claustrophobic. I can't imagine.
We're worried about the number 1 death trap of the alien being on here, and Mark's like, but there's no AC. What? Come get me, xenomorph. Take me. Shit is human.
Who's your guys' favorite character?
I think we might all agree on this. Mine is for sure Sigourney Weaver. It's the pumpkin spice, but yeah, Ripley steals the show.
Yeah, definitely. I have to agree. In other films, she's not, but in this one, she is.
Okay, so mine's also Sigourney Weaver, but Sam said that she has a mystery favorite character, and I would like the 3 of us, so I don't know who it is, but to guess who it is.
Can I take a guess? I think it's Jones the cat.
Okay.
I don't know his name, but is it the one that is the one that has like when she hits him and he starts like leaking?
Milky? Ash the android?
Ash, yes. Is it Ash?
I'm going to go with Parker.
It's the cat.
Yes! Yes! I thought I didn't know. Yeah.
And Peyton agrees. My favorite character is the cat.
Jones. Yeah.
And hello to the movie canon. Excited to come on your channel on Saturday. Yes, it's the cat. Honestly, I was not pulled into any of these characters, even Ripley. I just could care less.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so are you the type of person that like when you watch films you don't want any harm to animals?
Oh yeah. Kill the kids, save the animals.
Okay, I respect it. So I'm sure you were like clenching, like, oh my god, please don't kill this cat. Please don't kill this cat.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only emotion I had throughout the film.
I get it.
Yeah. Peyton actually guessed that yesterday on our live. Okay,
I was just gonna say, I think Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley is so perfect. I think she is such an incredibly well done character. She
did nothing for me.
She like knows she's like a good leader, and she tries to stand her ground. She's willing to call out other people around her when they're doing dumb shit. I fucking love it. She's very assertive.
I was understimulated.
Okay.
She does not get her flowers for being a final girl. Yeah, I don't even like using that term because she's so badass in this movie. But yeah, even the fact where she's like, we're supposed to be quarantining. Like, not a lot of people would stand on that ground, but she was the only person that was like, no, don't let those motherfuckers in here. We don't know what happened to them.
Yeah. And go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna say there. When I rewatched it, the part where Ash ends up, letting them in or whatever, she's like, what the fuck? Like, you're literally breaking the rules. And she's the one that honored like the code. Like, if you're infected, stay the fuck out. Like, she knew what she was doing. And of course, nobody listens to a woman that knows what the fuck is going on. So that was the problem.
Yeah, there's that. And then when the face hugger pops off of, I can't remember his name now, whatever his name is, she's like, we got to get rid of this thing. Like, let's blast it out into space. And Ash is like, no. And then Dallas is like, okay, do whatever you want, Ash. And then she confronts him about it. And it's like, like they pull each other aside. They talk about it like adults, but like she brings up very valid points. And he just is like, listen, we're doing what the fucking company says. And that's it. It's like, God damn it. Listen to this woman.
Yep.
Somebody made a really good point when I was doing research on here. They said really like Alien feels like a bunch of truckers in outer space, and that's how it's supposed to feel. It's like they're a bunch of truck drivers, not scientists. And when I watched it through that lens, I was like, I could kind of see that because they're like, just get the job done. I want to get the money and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, especially with Parker and
Yes.
I can't remember what the other guy is. He reminds me of a guy I work with. We'll talk about him later, but
The guy or the character?
the character.
This
Brett.
whole live's just to talk shit on that guy from work.
It's just the one thing he says, and I'm like, yep, that's the guy.
That's him.
Yeah.
But I do love Dallas too. As a gay, I really found Dallas attractive. So I have
As
to
a
shout out
non-gay, I found him very
Yeah,
attractive.
he's very dreamy.
Yeah, I mean, that has
Yes.
nothing to do with sexual orientation. That dude is
Oh, yeah.
attractive.
I don't know
So-
anyone's names. I don't know who Dallas is.
That's Dallas. He's not
yeah,
very.
but Dallas doesn't look like Dallas anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's not
No.
very flattering anymore.
I've got
Google
the
Alien Dallas, he'll be younger for sure.
So, Mark, is it George Lutz from the original Amityville, or is it Dallas from Alien? Who's the
Ooh.
bigger
so-
zaddy?
It's still George Lutz, like duh.
the original Amityville. I haven't seen, but I've heard good things about him.
Oh yeah.
About the movie. I'm
It's
sorry.
Josh Brolin's dad, so it's really good. It's good.
Check it out.
He's very.
Okay.
Check it out.
All right. Just gonna say hi to Craig quick. Craig's joining
Hey,
us.
Craig.
Hello. And then Big Rod said, I wasn't driving then, I am now. Drive safe, Big Rod.
Yes.
Okay, least favorite character. You know what? I don't have a whole lot to say about this movie. That's how bored I was. I don't have a least favorite character. You guys go.
She's got 3 lines written on one sheet of categories. I just had to peer over.
Sounds like I'm over it. Let's bring 2 of the core 4 members on here to talk about
Right.
this shit. I can't do it.
My sheets are very empty. I'm just
Yeah.
here for the fun.
I'm gonna say my least favorite character is Ash, obviously. And also too the fact that he has like I really don't want to be like disgusting or like pervertive, but when it starts dripping down him, it looks fucking gross.
Yeah.
I don't even know want to tell you what it looks like. It looks like a fucking it's just not the vibe. I was like, ew, this is disgusting. But yeah, Ash can go.
I fully agree with my co-host Mark. 100% it's Ash, sneaky, sly little bitch, and he got everyone killed. And then he was an android. We can't trust him. I've seen iRobot.
Yeah.
And I agree. The stuff running down his face is somewhere between like baby spit up and jizz. So, you know,
I was
I'll,
thinking-
I'll say,
Thank
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm also going with Ash. I think he's totally out for himself. It's weird because you never suspect, like if you've never seen the movie before, you don't think he's an android at all, ever. But I noticed how much milk he was drinking throughout the whole thing. He's always drinking milk, nothing else. And I was like, that dude's drinking a lot of milk, man.
I guess I'll go with Jizz Face too. Whatever.
There's also other stuff like Ash, like when Ripley comes in, he turns off the monitor so she can't see the alien embryo. Because I agree, the first time I saw this movie, had no idea. There was no spoilers. And the same thing with Dallas. I didn't know Sigourney Weaver was going to be the final girl. Dallas definitely looks like the main character until he's not. And that was one thing I really enjoyed. And, you know, him as an android, there's a lot more when you rewatch it that you notice that he's kind of like doing that's really shady. And you're like, I should have caught that the first time.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I felt like with all these reveals though, like I just didn't care because I was not invested in the movie. So
I
like
get that.
we found out he was a robot. I was like, that's cool. Like, I isn't
Yeah.
over yet.
You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Is that cat still okay?
There's the cat. Oh,
It's weird though that he's like a robot, yet he does these weird, like when he assaults Ripley, it's so sexual. And I don't know
Yes.
I don't know if he's trying to like replicate what the face hugger did, maybe, or if he was like he's just had like, because if I don't know if that's his bunk or not, but like there's a lot of pornographic imagery in there, so maybe it's like recircuited him or something.
Yeah. I can see that.
sexually charged robot. I'm here for it. Makes it better.
That's the wrong movie.
A little bit of 2001: A Space Odyssey with Ash. I don't know what that is.
Oh, man. If you didn't like Alien, you'd love 2001: Space Odyssey. Imagine Alien with no alien.
Oh God.
There you go.
See, we just watched Event Horizon 2, and I was so excited because everyone talked it up. I hated it. Like, I just realized that I do not like any space movies. Extraterrestrial, though, loved that one. Found footage.
Oh, I thought you meant E.T. phoning home. I was like, all
No.
right, I mean, go off,
Yeah.
Queen.
The slasher. It's not really. They're not really in space until.
No, it's like a group of teens go to a cabin in the woods, and
My
then like a
favorite.
UFO crashes, and then like it literally turns into a slasher movie.
And weird shit happens at the end.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
Weird. It's good.
it's a Canadian movie too.
Yeah.
I have to check that out because I've never seen it.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. You'll know like the one guy in it because he was in the bad guy in Tucker and Dale versus Evil. He's in it, but he's like the
Okay.
only recognizable character, and he gets it pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see that again. Geiger was all about the sexual innuendos. So no surprise, Ash was showing his pervert software.
Yeah, Geiger was the guy that designed all the alien and stuff. And in fact, Ridley Scott wanted to use the design of the alien sketch, but the egg looked a lot more like a vagina. And they were like, you're getting NC-17. So the egg opens in 4 spots. It was supposed to look like a vagina opening up. So yeah, Geiger was Freudian and that's a nice way of putting it. So good comment.
Wow.
Good comment.
Okay.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Aubrey.
Yeah, and even the xenomorph was supposed to be like a giant penis monster, and they were like, "Yeah, can't do that either."
Oh, it looks like a penis. It looks like a penis.
It does. It
does.
looks like a big dildo.
Looks like a
It
good
does.
time.
It does. It does.
Okay, best acting.
Sigourney Weaver. I'm sorry. There's a lot of great performances, but it's still Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, I mean, Ash does do a good job as being a dick. And then, his reveal, like, perfect, creepy. But Sigourney Weaver, Final Girl, great.
Yeah, I'm going with her too.
Yeah, me too. Hands down, she's fantastic in this. I will give it to Ash too as the android, because when he goes for it, he goes nuts.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody try to kill someone with a magazine, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's true.
Score and soundtrack.
I thought it fit very well, very minimalistic like the movie. I thought it did a lot of atmospheric stuff. I think the drones, there was a lot of like low-end drones when the tension was building, and I thought it did a good job of like ratcheting it up. It did what a score was supposed to do. It enhanced the movie without me noticing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with it being like the time of when the film was released, like late, or it was early 80s, like what, 79, 80?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think with the time being, the score was definitely ahead of its time for this type of film, and it did set the mood for it to be a very spacey vibe. So I appreciated it.
Lots of like good sound design too, with like the spaceship sounds and space sounds.
Positive comment.
Positive comment.
We get one.
I think what I like about this score is that it's not like with space movies, probably for the time they were very like fantastical, you know what I mean, and over the top. And this seemed very minimalistic. And I had a comment. It just at the beginning where it just sounds like what a void would sound like. It just sounds empty somehow, even knowing there's music there. It still sounds like there's nothing happening, and it's creepy. It's eerie.
Yeah.
Gives it a real deep feel.
Yeah.
Hello, Bo. Critic
Hey,
After
Bo.
Dark. Thanks for joining us. All right. Cinematography.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Mark. I keep talking first.
No, I think it's definitely ahead of its, well, not technically ahead of its time because it's like 80s and good movies are coming out at the time. But yeah, no, for it being like it taking place the whole time in space, perfect. Like the visual of the spaceship and when they're in space, like the whole view of it, when they get off the spaceship and what's his name gets the face hugger or sees the egg explode, all of that is just like beautiful. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Piggyback my friend here, Mark. Yeah, it's great. It's phenomenal. Like, even there's so much subtlety to it. Like, even when he's talking about going to see the eggs, that mist and the laser, it gets louder as he goes down. So it's really like an alarm. Like, I never noticed that until watching it again. The noise gets louder as he gets closer to the fog where the eggs are hiding. So even subtle stuff like that. But the set designs on the spaceship, it makes you feel like you're on a spaceship. And it's crazy to think this movie was made in 79. Like, that's the wild thing. Because, like, you even watch Star Wars and you're impressed with what they get away with. But, like, this feels so contained. You feel like you're in the spaceship. So the set design and the lighting and how dark and cold the whole thing felt, A+.
Yeah, I agree. It's incredibly scenic. I'm so envious that you went and saw this in theaters, because I think that those opening shots of just like planets and space would be fantastic to see. I agree with like what you were saying too with the like the interior of the spaceship. It feels so real still. Like, it feels like every little detail has a point to it. Whether it's running air or some kind of liquid coolant through the entire ship, it feels like everything's supposed to be there.
The one shot that I love is when in the beginning, when they all wake up in the white room and their like pods open up. I love that shot. It's just so like futuristic, and I love it. Like the all white, it's such a vibe. Like, I love that shot.
There's a lot of theories that every room is a different organ and the spaceship's named Mother. And like when Dallas goes into the head place, it's the brain with all the lights. It looks like a brain and all the narrow stuff. And then there's, the innards of the ship looks like a rib cage with all the piping. And there's tons of stuff on that. This movie, again, is so popular. There's so many theories that makes it fun to view. And that's what I do. I'll watch people's theories and rewatch it just to see what I can catch. But the one where it says like everything's a different organ, that's a pretty interesting one to watch.
I like that, because I was watching it yesterday, and when they were waking up, I'm like, it's almost like they're being birthed.
Well, absolutely, and that's another one I forgot to mention. I'm glad you said it, man. That's very like birth. And they look like newborns when they come out, almost hatching out of an egg. It's crazy, especially the first guy. Getting out of there, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. I was going to say this is the one category, or the second category, I guess, where I'm going to say something positive. I actually agree with you guys. I think the set is really cool. And all I wrote in my notes was 4K. Wow. Because it looked so cool. Like, I was like, the fact that it was made so long ago and just looking at like it on the TV, it looked really beautiful. And I was like, okay, this is a nice movie. But then it was just boring.
Yeah.
But cinematography was good.
I will say, seeing it in theaters was a different level. It was so cool. I was so glad I pushed myself to go see it, because I was like, I've seen this thing 100 times, but I'd never seen it in theaters, and it is so grand. And again, you just notice how good it looks for being a movie before the 80s, technically. Like, the fact that it still holds up is insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed one 4K issue, and I've never noticed one before, but I noticed it yesterday. So there's a scene where the Sigourney Weaver and Ripley and Dallas are talking in the little hallway there, and only Sigourney Weaver's face is like just blurred out a little bit throughout the entire scene until the last shot with her. I'm like, it's not getting any better. I'm like, what the
like, this
fuck? I'm like, I'm gonna make a fucking angry post about this.
That's how I felt when we were watching Silent Night, Deadly Night. If you watch the director's cut, you can tell the added footage because it's so dark compared to everything else. So that's what I think when you talk about Ripley like that. Makes me think of Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh yeah, have you seen the My Bloody Valentine's unrated director's cut with the added footage of the girl in like the dryer and stuff? The original?
No, I'll have to now. I need to know.
Oh my god, it's so grainy. It looks like they took it off of VHS and just plopped it in there.
Filmed it on a potato. That's why I always say. What'd they use to film that? Potato?
Okay. Craig says Sigourney still to this day has issues with them. Basically, 79 version of Photoshop, her pubic hair that was sticking out in the very nerds wet dream underwear scene.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff. And I know like Sigourney Weaver to come back. Like,
Critic After Dark. I think her underwear are kind of gross.
well, I mean, she's been on a spaceship running away from a xenomorph.
Will
huh?
brotherly disagree with you, Bo. This
Oh my
conversation
God.
is hilarious. I figured I would be in the minority.
I'm not-
Not at all. Oh.
I have read that she did go through a lot with the whole like pubic incident. I did read about that.
I don't know what they're talking about. What you guys are talking about?
So there was like this whole thing with like her like pubic hair coming out when she was filming,
Oh.
and she didn't like that.
Oh. And they kept it?
Yeah,
Oh.
In Alien or Aliens?
I think it's in
Because I know
Alien.
it's in Aliens. Because
Yeah.
I noticed
Maybe
that-
it is Aliens. Yeah, maybe it is. But I know she went through that. So
Okay. I
that
was gonna say I didn't notice anything in this one.
Yeah, I didn't either actually.
Big Rod's got a question while he's at the stoplight driving. Are any of you in the camp that consider Alien a slasher movie?
Yeah, Brendan said earlier. Yeah, it
Mhm.
literally is. I mean, beat for beat, even like Halloween. Halloween, the original is kind of boring until it gets into it. And that's kind of what this is. It's kind of boring and meandering to make it feel real. And then here comes the killer.
yeah.
The only difference
It's
is this
not-
one bleeds acid. Ugh.
I think that might be why I'm not a big Halloween girl either.
Yeah.
Man.
Is it because so you're more like the pace, like you like
Yeah,
the
I need
pace, but-
fast. Yeah.
Okay.
I need
get it.
things to get going.
I get that. In the age
No
of
wonder-
TikTok brain rock, I get it.
No wonder your favorite movie is Friday the 13th, 2009.
Right?
Yes.
That
a great
intro.
I get it. I get it.
There's one slow burn that I like, and it's Backcountry with the bear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one fucked me up. Where'd we leave off? Cinematography?
Yep.
Favorite costumes and outfits?
I mean, the design of the xenomorph, I mean, it has to be that. I mean, it has to
Yeah.
be. But again, I think all the choices on the spacesuits and the pods and everything like that, just every design choice is phenomenal in here because it's not distracting.
Yeah. And again, it was ahead of its time. So, I mean, honestly, what could we actually expect them to wear? You know what I mean? Like, I had a feeling it was going to be like the old basic like space uniform vibe. I mean, I would never wear it, but I mean, it was cute. It was cute for the movie.
Mark would just be running around in his his Ripley underwear. God, that joke would have been funnier if I didn't have Tourette's. My goodness.
I would be running around in my Ripley underwear. I would.
They're like, Mark, please. He's like, show my pubes, baby. Just do it.
I put the guy in the Hawaiian shirt, and then I wrote down tidy whities because they all woke up in these like white things.
The white diapers,
Yeah.
basically.
Also, when they get out and see, I don't know if it's part of costume, but totally forgot to talk about when they get out and that Voyager, the dead one sitting in the thing. That was such a cool scene to me when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Like just seeing this huge alien dead sitting there in the seat. I was like, that's crazy.
And the hole in the middle of the
Yep.
chest.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
good stuff. And it led to Prometheus,
Nah, I don't like talking about that one. I like Dallas's leather jacket. Dallas and John Hurt's character, they both have like the same kind of like leather jacket. I think it's like they have like the insignia of whatever they're doing on it. But then you got like Ellen Ripley wears like a jumper, like a
Mhm.
mechanic's jumper almost. They like the truck drivers, as Aubrey was saying, they feel very truck driver. You got Parker wears the bandana and a tank top essentially throughout the whole thing. Like you said with Bert, he wears a trucker's hat and the weird Hawaiian shirt. It feels very truckers. I think they're dressed like very
Very
well.
Very blue collar vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For something so futuristic, it seems like they're almost out of place.
Mhm. Oh boy, memorable lines. I have 0, so you guys go for it.
Well, actually, I will step in and say there's not really a whole lot that's memorable line wise.
Yeah.
I think that's a testament to the writing. It feels natural. There's not a lot of
Yeah.
sticking out and not a lot of like pounding of the chest and exposition in this film. It just kind of exists in a vacuum. So there's not a whole lot of memorable lines, and same with bad. There's not really bad lines in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
feel
remember either.
I feel like all the conversations in the film are very genuine. But I'm the wrong person to ask what my favorite line was because I just enjoyed the film, girl. I did not take any quotes. Any quotes, no.
This isn't Bride of Chucky where there's like all these
Yes.
one-liners.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. That comes in the next movie, Aliens. You get the
Yes.
one-liners.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Well.
I did write some down.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so I'll explain my one here because it's ridiculous, and this is what reminds me of this person I work with. It's Brett, and he says right all the time. His dialogue mainly consists of just saying right, which is the guy I work with. He says after every sentence, he's like right,
Right?
right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right? Oh my god, it's brutal. But
He does say that a lot. I never noticed that until I've watched this movie again and like analyzed it. I was like, that's really his only word in that movie is right.
yeah,
Is what it feels like.
pretty much that,
I'm
and
gonna-
bitching about not getting paid.
I'm gonna have to watch it again because I don't remember right
No,
like
me
a
either.
lot.
Now you won't be able to not focus on it.
Yeah. You'll never unhear it now.
Yeah.
Right?
I did write a couple. I wrote down Parker says it's got a wonderful defense mechanism. You don't dare to kill it. It's pretty
Yep.
classic.
Yep.
Iconic.
And then I have two from Ash, and I will say I admire its purity and perfect organism.
Okay. More
Yeah.
than us.
Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah, I think like the ones that stood out to me were those ones too. And I was expecting more for some reason. I don't know why.
Me too.
I think it's because of Aliens, and I haven't seen Alien in so long. Like if I rewatch an Alien movie, I'm probably gonna go to Aliens.
Period.
Yeah, because I love the cast of characters. They're so much more colorful. But I was like, oh, there's actually a couple good lines in here.
We have
Should
a
I-
running joke on the core four is it Alien or Aliens? Like, which one's your favorite? So that's why Mark and I are laughing so cynically at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
'Cause
think I'll like Aliens?
Yes.
Are you thinking you're just giving
It's
up on me?
much more action packed, Sam. Like it like jumps in. It's much more like it's almost Terminator, but with xenomorphs.
She hasn't seen Terminator.
No,
Well, okay. Well, just
not into
yeah.
it.
bang bang, shoot shoot, blow up, and newt.
I will be honest. Aliens is good. Alien 3 was fucking horrible. Skip that. Alien Resurrection, I liked. It
Yeah.
was
I'm not
liked.
sure if I'll make it that far.
That
but-
was the one I was like, Sam might like that one because that's more of a slasher that's faster pace.
Okay, I'll give that one a shot. How about that? I'll give that one a shot.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch Aliens Sunday. We got to watch along on YouTube. So whoever wants to join us in the chat and see how much I hate it, come watch with us on Sunday, and then I'll give Resurrection a shot later this summer.
I think the one that she would love the most though is Alien versus Predator Requiem.
See, and I wish those movies were better. Like I love Alien and Predator together. I just wish, I don't know, it didn't scratch the itch like Freddy versus Jason when two titans get together.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
agree for sure. But like if we're talking character wise and stuff that Sam would enjoy,
Yeah, well, yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Requiem is right up her alley.
Oh, okay.
It's her
You-
vibe.
You're talking these up. Okay, I'm behind on these comments here. Halloween is boring. LOL, not 2018 though. I love that one. I'm in the same boat, Peyton.
Wow.
And don't forget, John Hurt reprised his exact role in Spaceballs.
That's
he
right,
does.
he did. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling.
Hello, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hello, hello.
Alien is the better movie.
Thank you. I agree.
Aliens is great though. All
And I
right.
agree too.
All right.
Mm. Eh.
I love AVP. It's the best. All right.
It's a fun time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And I think I wanted it to be something closer to Alien, but I mean, again, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. We're moving on to favorite kill. I feel like we might have the same one, but
Oh,
Mm.
definitely the chest busting scene. I
Yep.
mean, I feel like this scene is like one of the best kills in a horror film. It's so unexpected and it's so like My thing is I love blood. Like I am a bloody whore. I love blood. So when the blood splats everywhere and it's on everyone's white like clothes, it's chef's kiss. I love it.
And that
I love
scream
it.
from the other female is so visceral.
Yes.
Oh man,
Yes.
it's so, and they like keep looping it. It's great.
Yeah. So iconic. So yeah, chest busting, obviously.
I actually didn't pick that because I figured somebody would choose the chest
Oh.
busting. I went with Brett. I like his kill when he's down by all the chains and stuff. And the cat, I like when it goes away. And I'd never noticed this until I saw it in theaters. There's a scene where like the chains are moving, and then at some point you see the silhouette of it. I never noticed the xenomorph before. And then I was like, holy shit. And like, I think there's a lot of subliminal horror in this that helps build the tension. I'm sure there's more times you see the xenomorph and don't know. And it just kind of puts this impending doom in you. But I love the juxtaposition, and then you finally get the alien dropping down. You're like, holy shit, this thing's huge. And then it cuts to the cat watching it all, and it's beautiful. Less is more, and sometimes when you don't show the violence, it's more effective. But I will say the chest bursting scene is like absolute iconic.
Yeah, I went with the chest bursting scene too. White girl answer, but it's fantastic. I love Aubrey's pick as well. That's great. Yeah, I think the chest burster scene, I don't know if I can say anything more than what Mark said on it. It's great. The color contrast of the blood on the white clothes is great. A little behind the scenes, I guess, is that nobody knew what was going to happen, the cast. So it was all genuine reactions. And then Lambert just gets violently smashed in the face with blood in that scene. And I love it.
Yeah. And I think that's where the scream came from, because they didn't even tell her, and they're just like pumping it on her. And she's like, almost Sam Raimi-esque. It felt like there was so much blood.
It's so effective, though. I wish more films did that, to where like they don't reveal everything to the cast because it's so genuine. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that the cast didn't know that scene was going to happen like that. So that makes it even more of why that scene is so iconic.
Lawsuits and stuff happen now because of these scenes that were created back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
You think of William Friedkin shooting the gun off to scare everyone on the set of Exorcist. And it's like, fuck, man, there was a kid in there. What the hell?
The chest bursting scene was, they didn't know about it?
Yeah, they had no idea.
They filmed it twice, apparently.
Yeah, I think the first time they had no idea.
Oh,
So
okay.
The first time was to get like reactions. If I'm not mistaken, from what I've understood, is Ridley Scott says the first take is to get reactions and the screaming and the audio, and the second time is more the cinematic, like get it bursting out and that type of thing.
because the first time it got stuck, and then it wouldn't burst through, and then they did it again, and it bursted through, and then they kept that take in to make it seem like it was getting stuck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it said the failed attempt is visible in the finished film, since director Ridley Scott thought it made it look like the creature was struggling to push its way out and made the scene more violent.
Oh, that's cool.
See, I didn't know that. I love that now.
Yeah.
We love violent. We love violent.
We love violent. Yes, I just wish there was more.
And I think that is the thing. I was going to say it's few and far between the kills, but most of them, and I say most because we're going to talk about our least favorite, are pretty satisfying. Most of them. The problem is you run about 20 minutes in between each kill.
Yeah.
Yes. As for least favorite, I didn't even write one down, so
That's a positive. That's a positive. in
Yeah,
my
we'll
book.
take it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's mostly
Yeah.
because I forgot most of them.
I will say
I really don't think there is a least favorite.
I picked one.
You
You
did.
know, I love this movie, and I don't hate it, but my least favorite is the Dallas kill, just because it's like I wish I got more. He was such a big,
Okay.
and it's just kind of like, like and I get it. It's terrifying in the movie because it's like, oh shit, it's a good scare scene, but then after it leaves, the boo around the corner is not as scary as like if I saw him get eviscerated.
And I think that's why I enjoyed it, because the scare. I did get scared
Yes, the
when I
scare's
first
great.
watched it. So that's why I feel like the scare may probably overrided the actual kill. I mean, for me, I would just want to be scared, so it did its job.
100%.
Yeah, I put down the Dallas one too. Is I also wanted some more, and technically, it's actually not a Dallas kill. And if you guys don't know, the deleted scene.
Yeah, he becomes the cocoon, right?
Yep,
In the
he
director's
gets
cut.
yeah, he gets cocooned, and then Ripley burns him alive.
No.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would have
That
liked
would
to
have
see
been fun
that.
to see. Yeah, for sure.
Also, a little fun fact for trivia: the director's cut is actually shorter than the theatrical runtime. When can you say that?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't know that until I
Me
looked it up
either.
yesterday because I was like,
We got to remember some of this. We got another trivia night coming up in a couple weeks.
Oh Lord.
And I know the contestants are not in this chat right now, so we can save it.
I have PTSD from that trivia.
You do, me too, man.
Those were some hard ass questions. Lord.
It's a lot harder when you're under pressure. Like it sounds
Yes.
so much fun, and then it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suck at horror trivia, so.
yeah, I'm not allowed to play.
All right, we're moving into gore factor and special effects.
I mean, again, 10 out of 10 for the gore and special effects. I mean, I think the one thing that's memorable is that chest busting scene. Like, how can you not get that out of your head? Also, too, when the face hugger is on the guy's face and they're like, you know, like touching it and it just gets tighter and it,
Wraps
so
around
that's
his
just
neck.
so slimy and it just, beautiful.
Everything looked like a living organism, which was crazy because it was goopy, to steal a term from Matt. As you know, Mark, he says that a lot. It was very goopy. Like you said, everything had like a sheen to it and it looked real. So I agree. I wish there was more. I mean, I could see that complaint, but when it comes, it delivers. So I would give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Also, the acid scene when it's falling through the
Love
ship.
Love
That is great.
because you're sitting there with your butthole puckered, like, please don't go through the ship. Like, then they're fucked.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
What's up?
There's a mosquito on the computer, and
Oh.
it's driving me nuts.
I'm like, what's happening?
I think the effects are incredible for this. I think the matte paintings look great with the down spaceship that they go and visit on LV-426, and you got like the space crafts moving through space, and I think it's after Star Wars, but I think it exceeded Star Wars so well. And like you were saying, everything looks living, and I totally agree with that. I like that when the alien like touches something, it literally leaves slime on it. I noticed that on the when he's in the escape pod and he like moves his hand up the little bit of pipe or whatever, and it just leaves a snail trail on it. Everything looks great. You said the face hugger, I think it looks fantastic in it, and it makes me wonder how they were even able to do it and make it look so flawless. Like everything looks fantastic in this movie.
Go ahead, Sam.
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I was just going to say, Ridley Scott said it's half puppets and then half of it is like real. Like when they're cutting open the face hugger, it's a shellfish, and like the actors were all like, "It stinks so bad," like they would be vomiting after takes because it stunk so bad.
I was literally about to read that. It's shellfish, 4 oysters, and a sheep kidney.
Yep. See? That's why it looks real, because it's actual real organism. And I love it.
That's crazy.
They had to do it quickly because the organic material would go bad very fast under the studio lights. That's gross.
Oh yeah.
And then the face hugger was planned to be painted green, but Dan O'Bannon, seeing the unpainted face hugger on set and noting how inventive its Caucasian flesh tone color was, argued for it to remain as is.
I'm glad they did. I like the beige and the real neutral color. I think that's
good. I think it makes it look more like a real life.
Yeah.
Rob agrees that trivia is rough.
I think I was on the episode with Rob.
I think so too, from what I remember. Because Aubrey, you were on with
Jay,
Craig, and Jay. Yeah. All right, storyline and pacing. We all know my opinion.
10 out of 10%.
I mean, I think we can all agree like the pacing is slower. And as for the storyline, I mean, you know, they're just trying to get back home. And that's terrifying, you know, when of course it crashes and then they finally get going and then they have a fucking alien leaking goo on the fucking thing. Like, it's terrifying. It's what a horror alien movie should be.
Sometimes less is more, and I think they do a good job not letting it get in the way, because the less you give, the more holes that can be punched into it, and it's a very simple story. but it's very good, and it
Yeah.
uses everything to its advantage, including its, terrain of space, because that's an added fear. You think about Jaws, and you're like, if you're in the water, what are you going to do if a shark comes? If you're in space, what are you going to do if an alien comes? Like, you can't live out inside of it. So I think it uses everything perfectly in that sense. But I do agree, it is a slower paced movie, but I don't always think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the movie is very good. It's very simple, like you guys are saying, and describing the plot. I had a thought, and then I read the comment.
That fucking mosquito's back, isn't it? Just stealing thoughts.
He is somewhere around. No, but you go ahead and then jump back to me.
Oh, this is where I'm going to disagree with everyone. I think it's slow as fuck. It's a snooze fest, and I had no fun.
Jesus, tell us how you really feel, girl.
Oh my gosh.
I'm never going to watch this movie again.
Never, not even give it a second shot?
No, I can't sit there for that long. I had 3 fidget toys out, man.
I understand. Are you at least a little excited for the sequels or anything?
You guys have gotten me a little excited to try out some more. But I can't say I'm like ecstatic.
When she was like waking up the first time, like after, like she's like, "Oh, we gotta finish this tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay, no problem." She's like, "I'm never watching a fucking sci-fi movie again." This is the last alien movie I watch. I told the guy at work that I'm like, you might have a ticket to see Alien, the new Alien movie, opening night on IMAX, because I don't think Sam's gonna go with me.
No, I'm gonna go because I like Fede Alvarez.
Yeah, that one definitely is gonna be like fucking slasher vibes, like for sure.
Fingers crossed. I'm trying to temper expectations for Romulus, but I really hope he kind of does the Evil Dead thing where he makes it brutal. I really, because as a fan of the Alien series, and I do think all of them are really good, except for the third one. That's the only one that's subpar in my opinion.
Horrible.
But I do think this is missing an entry that's like fucking brutal. Like, like that. I don't have that, and I'd love to see that. I think Fede Alvarez is the perfect person for that, because I never thought I'd want to see an Evil Dead like that until it came out.
That's true.
Yeah, I love that. I hope there's a brutal one too.
Peyton says, "I'm with Sam. Thank you." Rob says, "My 16-year-old son said it was slow and boring too. Sam, you have the patience of a teenager." You know what? I'm also trying to quit drinking. 2 weeks sober today, and that probably didn't help.
That's brave of you. That's brave, because I could never go cold turkey.
I have to.
I love that.
I have a Miller High Life hat on, but I really don't drink anymore. I just smoke. That's all I do.
Just
smoke.
I'm in the same boat. I don't even smoke weed anymore.
No,
I'm
really?
literally,
That's all I do.
I smoke cigarettes and drink lots of coffee.
Did you see that water go everywhere?
No, I didn't, but I could tell by your reaction that it did. For my storyline and placement, I think it's great. I think it builds upon itself until the third act. Like there's a constant feeling of building the suspense and tension. Like every kill escalates, and then there's the reveal of Ash, and then you get the double kill, and then it's the countdown is fucking on, and I love that. I think the weird thing with the countdown is actually the only like story plot issue that I have with it is, why does it stop counting down after 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden she's on the ship, and it's like countdown will happen, or self-destruction will happen in 1 minute. It's like, well, that was convenient, movie.
Yeah.
I forgot to put that as one of my favorite lines, where she's like, "Stop it, you bitch!" Like, I love when she calls the computer a bitch. That's great.
Rob says, "Don't get me started on Alvarez's Evil Dead movie. I know you're not a fan of it, and you're the only person in the world that is not a fan of it."
That is shocking.
I drink, I smoke, whatever you got, I'll do it.
Hey, you want to do some whippets? Tweak out.
Okay, guys, favorite scenes. I've got 2.
Of course, chest bursting scene definitely sticks out.
Yeah, that's like the highlight. Again, I love the opening scene when they all wake up in the white pods. And then I also love when they go and see the alien eggs with the laser at the bottom. I think that is so beautiful. And like the alien eggs are fucking gross. Like even real like chicken eggs are gross. So like to see alien eggs and they're just all like laid there like that, it's just but it's so beautiful shot. Like, I love it.
The only other scene we haven't talked about, and honestly might be my favorite scene in the whole movie, is when you think she's in the clear and then it comes rolling out of the pipes. I about shit a
Yes.
brick the first time I watched that movie. I didn't see
Yeah.
that coming, and that was one of the best jump scares because this movie does a good job of, like, you think it's around the corner, it never is, and then it finally gives it to you at the end, you know. I think of this and the original Friday the 13th as like some of the best, like, it's not over, here it is type of thing. So that is another one of my favorite scenes. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I was actually watching Sam to see if it would get you on the jump scare like in Jaws when we watched Jaws for the first time.
Nope.
And it
She
did
was,
not.
she was
think I
3
was-
fidgets deep. She didn't know.
What I like about that scene too is like now I look for the alien head, and I finally like after today I'm like I know where it is 100% because I'm not watching it on an old VHS tape.
Well, and
Um,
it's funny, and like later on in the other films, you start to see it progress where like the aliens slowly like slither into the scenes, and then you like lose it. Like, where did it go? And then it just pops out. So I mean, I think it definitely progressed as each film went on.
Yeah, until the third one, but
Yeah.
it got better after that.
Yes.
I think the the Dallas chase sequence was very good too. I think it's very tense. I love the motion trackers and how I love how they continuously reuse that because I think it's a very tense way of building tension. You know, you have the beeping, and the closer something gets, the faster the beeping goes. It's just love it. And I think the Parker and Lambert death scenes, the double kill there is very tense. I love the lighting and how it's almost like a spotlight on Lambert, and then you see the alien shadow. And I think we just watched it, and I'm like, fuck, this scene's really well done. And it's quick cut. You don't see a whole lot, but it's your first glimpse at what the alien looks like standing up and in full force. And it's like, fuck, that's weird looking.
There's a glare on the TV. I didn't see any of that, and I was too focused on my Popeyes chicken.
Hey, the spicy chicken sandwich hits different. I get that.
Especially when you're watching a movie that you do not like.
My favorite scenes are the chest one and the face hugger on the face made me really claustrophobic. That was actually effective for me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it. Rob's got one here though that we didn't mention. I love the scene at the beginning when they're all sitting around the table talking. It's so well done. It feels almost like a family sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to go
Even
back, it
the-
makes them feel very blue collar esque. Like that's what it feels like to work a job like that, real manual labor. Like everyone's just kind of chill.
Yeah. Even the scene right before the chest bursting where they're all like eating dinner and like laughing. That is, I agree.
They're telling like dirty jokes too. Like it feels very blue collar. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a scene like that in Alien Covenant, and then they cut it and they just put it on YouTube, and then it was cut from the movie. Fucking dumbasses.
I know.
Do you guys have least favorite scenes? I did not write anything else. It's pretty much the whole movie, but
No, I think every scene's very effective. You know, for me, even if it's not a like enthralling scene, I think it really does a good job to kind of set the other stuff up to give it its time to shine. So I get it. I see both sides.
Yeah. I think it's perfectly paced for every scene to be cohesive as the film goes on. And what it does is it sets the mood for each scene build up. So as it starts to pick up, it's just very well paced. And so I don't think there's not a bad scene at all.
Yeah, I pretty much agree too. Every scene definitely feels like it serves a purpose for the movie to continue. The only thing that kind of stands out, and I'm not even saying it stands out in a bad way, I want to go and see some like fan theories on this or try to get some reasoning, but it's Ash's assault and the way he assaults Ripley. I just want to know what the fucking magazine was about. I gotta know. It just was the one thing that stood out, and it was like, I get it. You're trying to protect your protocols, and you have to eliminate this threat now, and the crew's expendable, and if you can get away with killing her right now before everybody else comes back, it makes sense. But why the fucking magazine?
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see if there's like a rhyme or reason, or if it was just like the most thing he could grab at the moment, but
Because
Well,
he tries to shove the magazine down her mouth, right?
yeah, and choke her, yeah.
yeah. And you see him grab Lambert, and Lambert, like, he just, like, you know, Collie Mauls him, and he, like, Parker. And Parker gets seriously injured, and, like, he's a big fucking dude, so he clearly has some sort of extra robot strength to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Some extra power.
It's all that milk you drank, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that calcium.
Yeah.
And our last category is the killer. All I wrote down was alien. You guys can go for it.
I mean, go ahead, Mark.
I think it's that first shot of the fucking, you know, I can't pronounce it, but the first shot of the main alien, like, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Even the face huggers, like, everything that is supposed to be like the killer is just so, like, well done and well, like, created. I think it's one of the most scarier aliens in a horror sci-fi alien film that I've seen.
I agree, and I think it's because the xenomorph is just human enough. It feels like something that could exist. Sometimes you watch alien movies and you're like, that's so far disbelief. I couldn't even think. This thing, like, just looks humanoid enough, and it's terrifying. And the mouth inside the mouth and the acid blood, like, every corner you turn, it's just scarier and scarier. Not to mention how it just genuinely looks. So, I love the killer and the creature design. I think it's great, and I'm not a sci-fi person, but this is one alien that terrified me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the alien's great. I love the different stages it has throughout its life. I would like to have seen more of, like, it grow, because it does go from, like, a tiny little thing to a 7-foot tall creature incredibly fast. Like, what was it eating? But I love the second mouth. I love the tail. I love how its hands are basically 5 fingers, but, like, 4 of them are, like, stuck together like 2 fingers. So it's just weird and creepy. It's always oozing. I literally put down, like, the perfect organism. It's got no purpose other than to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Rob says you're not wrong, Sam. The killer is an alien, but I somehow feel like you have been dismissive of the xenomorph.
Not being a sci-fi girly, what do you think? Like, just if you had to ballpark it compared to other, like, aliens that you've seen, what do you think of the xenomorph? Like, design and stuff.
It looks cool, I guess. I do like the whole face hugger thing, because it, like, grabs onto you, and then what does it do? Does it actually, like, put something? It puts something in its stomach. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I can appreciate that.
And like Mark said, one of the creepiest things about the face huggers is, like, quicksand. The more you try to get off, the tighter it gets. Like, ugh.
I'm hoping another entry in the franchise is gonna win me over, but I don't know.
I feel like Romulus has to win you over.
I
hope
so. If not,
I know. No, I really do think it's gonna be your vibe, because your vibe is so, like, you know, like, boom, in your face. I feel like this one is definitely.
Okay.
Well, the original Alien's definitely the most reserved and boring compared to the other ones. The other ones are much more almost action first.
Okay.
Other than
James Cameron did Aliens, and
he
James
did the second
Cameron
one.
did, like, Avatar and Titanic.
I wonder if you'd like the director's cut.
I'm not trying. I'm sorry.
I'm curious because they do swap out scenes.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Well, I'll try some other alien movies, but I'm done with this one.
I would definitely rewatch it again for sure, and I do recommend it. Actually, I got my mom. She's not an alien girly either, and I was like, Mom, you have to watch Alien and then go to Aliens. She actually agrees with the core 4. Alien is better than Aliens, but yeah, I mean, everyone that I've recommended it to, they enjoy it. So
shout out Dora. She always has the right opinion.
She does.
Rewatchability, I watch it all the time, and I do recommend it even to people that don't like horror, because I think it's not over the top enough that it'll kind of turn people off, but I mean, it is a scary film. And when I went and saw it in theaters, I dragged my friend along who hates horror, and he was like, I actually really enjoyed that. I was like, good, because it's a really good movie.
Yeah, Sam. I'm just kidding.
I never have a problem with people critiquing when it makes sense. At least Sam's critiques make sense. If you don't like it for that reason, that is totally valid. I mean, she's not lying on the movie. She's not just like, oh, I didn't like that there was no alien. Well, fuck, there was a ton. You know what I mean? I get it.
I'm not pretending to like it. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah. Just to fit it.
I respect the fact, too, that you're so honest that it took you 2 days to watch it. I think that is so funny. That is so funny.
And there was only 20 minutes left. I couldn't do it.
That is so funny.
Sigourney Weaver just started looking for like Jonesy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're just about to get to like the exciting, like the real, like heart pumping stuff. And she's like, no, I can't do this no more.
Turn this shit off.
Yeah.
Rewatchability and recommend, yes and yes.
Oh, I highly recommend.
Yeah.
I really like that stuff, like the ship as a body. Next time I'm gonna watch the director's cut, and I'm gonna have that in my mind the entire time now.
Yeah, think about it. And like, I know when he's going in the hole too to get to the eggs, they say it's like rib cages and like stomach and stuff. So there's a lot of theories out there. Just YouTube it, and there'll be theories, and you can rewatch it yourself. But I never thought about it until I saw the brain, and I was like, whoa, yeah, that totally makes sense with all the lights and the neurons that would be going on.
Yeah,
totally makes sense.
I was even thinking about where they even congregate for like dinner and stuff like that. That would be like the stomach because everybody's eating, and you got a bunch of pipe like hallways leading towards it. And yeah, when they enter the spaceship, it's very vaginal, the entrance.
It is.
I noticed this time as well.
I did not catch on to any of this sexual shit. And usually I'm all for that.
Yeah, no,
it's very subtle.
Yep.
I need the sexual in my face, I guess.
Yep.
You need to get like pink eye from the screen.
Show me some titties. All right, final movie rating as a whole. We rate our movies with emojis. What would you guys rate this movie? You can say high thumbs up, low thumbs up, somewhere in between, whatever.
Oh, 100, hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is one of like the best alien films out there. So like physical aliens. But yeah, 100 for sure.
I agree. It's 100 for me, a high 100. It's in my top 10 movies of all time, and that's already with the prejudginess of I don't like sci-fi movies, and it jumped that hurdle, and I still liked it that much, so it's a high 100 for me. And Ridley Scott's a phenomenal director that it spawned the career of, so another thing I love about it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I can't say anything more. It's a high 100 for me too, Sam.
It's a high piece of poop for me. It's a 1.5.
That's fucking low.
1.5 for me.
Oh my god.
That is so crazy.
No wonder our watcher fucking numbers went skyrocketing down. I was like, what's going on?
We're going to lose 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
Rob says, let's not start talking about how much sense Sam makes. How dare you? I said what I said.
Oh, boy.
And she stands by it.
I got a few fun facts here. I already kind of said a couple while we were talking because I wanted to get them in there. But shredded condoms were used to create tendons of the beast's ferocious jaws.
Okay.
I hope they weren't used.
The blue laser lights that were used in the alien ship's egg chamber were borrowed from The Who. The band was testing out the lasers for the stage show in the sound stage next door. So random.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
According to, I don't know how to say that name, Yaphet Kotto, Sir Ridley Scott told him to annoy Sigourney Weaver off camera so that there would be genuine tension between their characters. Kotto regretted this because he really liked Weaver.
Oh, wow.
And I got one more here, I think. Yeah. To get this one's sad. To get Jones the cat to react fearfully to the descending alien, a German shepherd was placed in front of him with a screen between the two, so the cat wouldn't see it at first. The screen was then suddenly removed to make Jones stop advancing and start hissing.
Oh my god.
It's so
someone call PETA right now. That is not it.
What I'm hearing is Jones is a method actor. That's what I'm hearing.
Peyton says it's a 5 out of 10. Okay.
Peyton,
so
oh my god.
In between Sam and us, okay.
Ryan says, just got here. Let me guess. Sam thought it was slow and boring.
Wow, Ryan. Big fan, I see.
Nailed it.
They know you well.
You ain't wrong. Yeah, they're starting to get to know me.
Yeah,
That's Alien.
that's our alien.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining
thank
us,
you, guys.
guys.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
Anytime.
been so
anytime.
long.
Too
And
long.
we had Jordana on a few months ago.
Yep.
And now we're getting Maddie on for the
Oh,
first
man.
time.
Oh, wow.
I reached out to him and was like, "You're the last member of the Core 4, and I feel like I know you because I listen to your podcast. So hello."
You guys will love Matt. As a big
Yeah.
horror fan, he always has 2 or 3 that I'm like, I have to put that on my list. He is OG of OG horror
I'm
fans.
excited.
Such a good guy.
He knows everything. That's why his hair is so big. It's full of secrets. Like,
Oh my God, I
literally.
love
Like,
I think I
he is-
said that quote to you one day, and you just stared at me.
Yeah, I don't know what that's
It's-
from.
It's Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
Oh, okay.
And shout out Jordana. She's amazing. She
Yes,
does
she
all of our
is.
promos. She's
Love
so much
her.
fun. She's a vibe. Absolutely.
She's so
To
sweet.
steal something from Mark.
She's iconic.
All right, plug your accounts one last time.
I am Mark, who loves horror, and you can find me on Instagram, Mark Loves Horror. I am also 1/4 of the Core 4 Pod, and our Instagram is podcast Core 4.
Don't
And
ask me.
yeah, I know. I always
It is.
forget.
It is
But
podcast core.
It is, right? Okay. But also too, just want to say, since this is an alien themed episode, I am doing a alien popcorn head giveaway. So if you guys want to try and win, go ahead to Mark Loves Horror and enter, because you could possibly win this popcorn dildo.
I love it.
Get a snack when you're done with it. I see. Is it dishwasher
Exactly.
safe? That's all I need to know. I'm Aubrey. I'm also part of the Core 4. So if you like the banter between Mark and I and Brendan and Sam, you'll enjoy the Core 4. It's really just 4 horror fans chopping it up. We always have a lot of fun stuff. We just did the Horror Olympics. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
Almost
I
done
listened.
editing the new episode that's coming out tomorrow. We're talking weird horror. So check it out. I have a solo podcast. It's few and far between now. Podcast Killing Time. You'll see it here. I just dropped a new episode of my top 10 favorite Splat Pack movies. So if you know who's in the Splat Pack, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Other than that, if you just like hanging out with cool, chill people, come say hi.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Not to me, to other people.
Thanks again, guys. And thank you to everyone that tuned in and chatted along with us.
Yeah.
See you next time,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.